Hi, it's Saj from Jap Performance. I wanted to show you our Subaru today. Now this car is very special to me and everyone that works here. It's a car that's really put us on the map. Looking back at its history, this car started off as a crazy idea. We had a Skyline that arrived from Japan with a big single turbo, and we had a white Type R sitting up for sale. And back in those days, they weren't as popular as they are now. So we thought, why don't we put the two together? And that was a story behind the building of this car. With time and as the project continued, with the help of people like PR Developments, Paul and his dad Dennis, and eventually with Walton Smith, the guy actually drives this thing, and his technical expertise, we made this into a real pro-level drift car. And it did so well overseas. The car's been to Dubai, it's been to Belarus, all over Europe. We've done lots of competitions, demos like the Bavaria Street Race, and TV shows like Wheeler Dealers and so on. But it also helped put Jap Performance Parts on the map, and it was a great PR, a great marketing tool for us then, and it is now. So people come and see the car, and what we've decided to do is get it back out on track for Jap Fest Silverstone in April. So hopefully you'll come and see the car and you can see it back in its glory and doing what it does best. Lots of noise and lots of smoke, entertaining everyone, which I'm really looking forward to after 2 years of lockdown, and the car's been sitting in our showroom here at the shop, sort of semi-retired, so I'm looking forward to getting it back out. When you saw me drive in, you probably thought, this doesn't sound like a conventional Subaru engine. Let's show you what's under the hood. Right, so it's powered by a basic RB26 block, and in there we run 2.6 GTR internals. So it's 2.6 litre, and we run a single turbo, producing around 5 to 550 horsepower. Currently we've got our oil cooler at the top, but that's going to be upgraded very soon. We have a fuel system in the back of the car, and I'll show you that in a second. And the transmission on this car is from a 350Z. As with everything in this car, it uses parts from all other models. So we've got our battery in the trunk of the car, and our fuel is run in this Honda S2000 fuel tank with a filler neck inside, and it's run through a conventional swirl pot system, twin fuel pumps, twin filters going over to the engine. Another odd addition there is a Skyline washer bottle fitted in there. So the car is built with a whole range of other parts, as I was saying earlier. From the outside, it's much wider than your normal Type R Subaru. So the panels, the front fenders are 22B. From the rear, I'll show you a close-up, they're actually 2 layers, so we call it a 44B. The bumper here is from an Evo 5, with a different splitter fitted onto that. Suspension-wise, we had to make the car very wide. So we've actually brought the top of the legs out to match the wing, and the issue really is a lock. So you've seen how much lock this car has, and when we go up on the ramp, I'll show you underneath the custom arms that are made for it. On the front, we're running a 17-inch CST Hyper Zero wheel. The conversion here is a 114 PCD from the later GDB cars, and we've also got the later Brembo brakes with some DBA discs and DBA pads. Now you've probably noticed it's got a massive amount of lock when it's out on track, and that's down to a lot of custom work done predominantly by Walton, making wishbones that have got full adjustment for camber, for caster, extended steering arms, so we can move the wheel pretty much where we want. So you can see the underside of the RB25 engine. Now it's coming for a check over, so we'll get a good clean. The RB25 transmission, custom exhaust 3-inch running all the way to the back, and that's tailed off with a Blitz nurse spec, making lots of noise. On the rear, we actually run the same Hyper Zero CST, but in an 18-inch. We've got more choice of tyres, given that they're going to be 265, 35, 18. That's what we commonly use on drifting. Again, with the 5x114 hub, but with some very large brakes. These are actually from an Evo 10. The front calipers are on the back of the car, running on a hydraulic handbrake. Although the setup's fairly conventional with the Subaru, with the 2 lateral arms and 1 trailing arm, these are all Cusco adjustable arms, so again we can move the wheel where we want. And you probably recognise that the actual hub and the shafts don't look original. These are custom made hubs. These are actually made by Walton's father back in Ireland. A bit of an engineering genius there. The drive shafts are from a GTR 3233 and also runs a GTR R200 rear differential and a custom prop running with the RB25 transmission. In keeping with our raiding the stores theme, these side skirts are actually from a Mitsubishi Evo 8, and you'll see they come fairly straight and they kick out. There's probably about 8 inches there. You can see how wide the wing comes out. So on the rear, it's running 2 layers of 22B quarter panels, so it's probably a good 6 inches wider than a normal GC8, and you can see how the arch bulges out. The rear bumper is a GC8, but the diffuser is actually from an Evo 10. You're probably looking, this car looks dirty and there's marks everywhere, there's bits sort of hanging off, but we're not precious about it. It's used and abused, and that's what it was built for. If you want to see the car in action, come and see us at Jap Fest 10th of April 2022, where we'll have this out doing drift demos.